everybody, how's it going? Dan Schinder here with Drum Talk TV at the Sabian booth, NAMM 2014. Thank you for having us here at the Sabian booth.
Oh, it's our pleasure. We've got some new and interesting products, and we're excited to show them.
And that's what we want to do. We want to let the marketplace know all about what's available to them, so we'll focus on new products. But before we do, can you please talk a little bit about your role at Sabian and how you fit in and some of the really cool things I happen to know about that you've done, but enlighten some of our viewers, please.
Well, I'm a product specialist at Sabian, and a rewarding part of my job is I actually get to work with some of our artists that have these great ideas for cymbal sounds, and I get to take that mental vision that they have and actually help turn it into a musical instrument. And I've worked with many, many different artists, from Dave Weckl to Neil Peart to Mike Portnoy, Ray Lugier. I mean, just goes on and on. All genres of music, you know, from band and orchestral, principal percussionists from different orchestras, you know, to jazz players, rock players, you know, everybody. So it's a great job, and, you know, we love what we do.
I was going to say, you must love what you do. The product, everything you do, the innovations and the really cool visual stuff that we see, that can't come out of something you don't enjoy doing. It's impossible.
No, absolutely. I mean, we try to lead the industry coming up with new, exciting and innovative ideas, and we like everyone else to follow along. That you know, I think every year we come up with, you know, viable new products. So we try to keep doing that. It gets harder and harder the more product you have, but it's a lot of fun.
And you've been with Sabian before it was Sabian, right?
Yeah, actually, I've been with the company since 1980, and at that time it was ASCO. So, and then in '82 it became Sabian, and, you know, starting with a new name, you know, 30-some years later, here we are. So it's been quite a success story.
I don't want to grill you too much on this one issue, but I know because we've got about 8 or 11 Neil Peart fans that watch Drum Talk TV among 70 countries, so they're going to think I'm an idiot for not asking this. And I want to know for my own edification as well. When it comes to the cymbals that you developed with Neil for the Clockwork Angels tour specifically, a lot of people ask, how is that design on there? And how has it, if it has, affected the sound? Can you talk a little bit about that cymbal series, please?
Yep. That's a very labor-extensive process to actually put that ink on there so thin that it doesn't affect the sound. If you look over the door here behind us, we've got one of the rides mounted with the graphics on it. But I know initially we thought we could just roll the ink on. You know, we have a template for each one, roll the ink on. But that didn't work for Neil. It took too much of the sound. It restricted it too much. And so we come up with another way that it actually takes us a full 9-hour shift for one person to actually apply that to one set, 13 cymbals. So
wow,
it's a lot of labor, but, you know, it's something that has to be done for Neil. He's very particular on the sound, and we make it happen.
Well, I saw the tour, and they sound great.
Oh, they're beautiful. They're great instruments. Yeah.
Very nice. A lot of artisan type work goes into what you can do, and it really shows.
And every project we do, whether it's Neil or Dave or, you know, and there's many others that, and JoJo, and I mean, there's a lot of great players out there that maybe don't get the publicity that they do, but guys like that are very innovative in their own minds. I mean, they just don't say, make me a line of cymbals. It's, you know, they want to educate themselves about the product and what does this hammering do, what does that lathing do, this profile, that bell. And then we work together, different combinations of, you know, the anatomy properties and how we make them to create something that's new and exciting and unique for them, so they have their own voice.
Right, and I was going to say, I think that drummers are typically naturally gearheads and gadget guys anyways, and that's why they're into the things like the different size of the bells and the pitch, and, you know, there's the whole anatomy of a cymbal, if you will.
Yeah, drummers spend a lifetime just collecting the sounds that they like, and over time that evolves. And a good example of that is Jack DeJohnette. I mean, we worked with him 30 years ago, the original DeJohnette series, the dark, unlathed, unhammered, you know, real platey, and then his taste evolved to the Encore series, more open and, you know, totally different, and then we gone full circle. We're back to the 3-point ride that he's playing now, even more open. So, you know, their taste changed, so we have to change along with them. And it you know, it's exciting to see that evolution of
That's cool. There's one question that sticks out in my mind, and if it's something you can't answer, I totally respect that, and if you even ask me later to cut the question out, I will. But we always post stuff on our Drum Talk TV Facebook page saying we're going to get with so-and-so and we're going to talk about this, and they always, we ask for questions because we want to help deliver the content to the audience that they want to know about. There's one specific question that sticks out in my mind when we asked that about Sabian, and a gentleman asked us to ask if any of the original Zildjian formulas are used in what you do at Sabian. And I hope that you're not offended by me asking, but I think it's an interesting question.
Yep. The formulas being the metal, maybe. We use the same mixture of metal, the B20 alloy, 80% copper and 20% tin, and that's a formulation that was passed down from generation to generation, and we're part of that, so we use that same family secret of mixing metal. And there's many other companies around the NAMM show that also have B20 cymbals, but a lot of the history of the durability, and some of them aren't that great. So I think there's more to it than what's the metal that's made out of it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's not what's in it; it's how you do it, kind of thing.
It's what you do with it, right?
Yeah, it's a recipe. It's a cook. How they mix it and then pour it, and because even at the factory, there's certain guys that do the melting. And I've been there 33 years, and I don't even know what it is. And so, I mean, there's a lot of guys there that if you don't need to know it, you don't know it.
Right. Speaking of, it comes down to what you do with it, let's talk about some new product. And I'm going to be selfish for the very first time in an interview and say, first, please tell me about that. What is that? I love that.
This is the 18-inch AA sick hats. Now, how this came to be, it was kind of an accident because we did a snare drum in collaboration with DW last year, and it was our metal, the edge on their drum, and they wanted badges to put on the sides of the drum. So we just took some cymbals and we punched out as many holes to get the badges. So we had like 10 of these around with all these holes in them. And then Chris, Daddy Dave, one of our endorsers, said, I want the wildest, weirdest sound you can come up with. So Chris Stanky calls and said, send me a bunch of stuff and I'll, see what he thinks. So in the vault, we're playing around with different sounds, and we used one of these on top of another cymbal and said, wow, that's very unique. So off we sent them, and when he got them, he said, that's the best pair of hi-hats I ever heard in my life.
Let's hear 'em.
So it's so versatile. You can put a splash cymbal inside to get a sizzle, a chopper. You can turn them upside down because the bottom's different sounding than the top. You can, get it. There's no rules. I mean, it's as creative as the sounds can be as varied as the guy playing them. So
that is really cool. And what size is it? I don't have my glasses on.
18-inch.
Okay, I thought it was 18. Yeah.
Not too many 18-inch hi-hats out there. And actually, this isn't a winner in this year's Cymbal Vote campaign, but it was a close fifth. So. And
that's innovation. I love that.
Yeah. And all these products, as they evolve, you just don't come up with them in a few weeks. They evolve over time. Maybe one year you take one or two steps, but it's not quite there. Then another piece of the puzzle, and over time everything falls together, and you have something that's viable for the market.
That's very cool. What else did you have that you'd like to show us that's new?
Well, I'd like to show the winners of Cymbal Vote.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think everyone is familiar with Cymbal Vote campaign, but I'll just go over it. We come up with 12 potential new models, and we have them online video by some of our endorsers played, and they can vote online, or they can go to the over 100 Cymbal Vote events that we have around the world and go actually play them in person and then vote on them. We had over 500,000 votes to determine the top 4 models.
Wow, that's a good turnout.
Yeah.
Have you, how does that measure against previous ones?
It's the bit. Last year it was like 260,000 votes.
So it doubled basically.
Yeah, and this is the 3rd year for it. And we're not doing this next year, but we're not saying we're never doing it again. But what it does too, with all these people voting, it builds a consumer base for the future sale of these products, because they voted for them. So I assume they would like to play them. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So I'll just go over the 4 models. 14-inch AAX free cats. It's a medium top, medium heavy bottom, and it's got a very unique lathing. Last year Cymbal Vote we had the freak crash that won, and we've had a lot of drummers say, what about rise and hi-hat? So we thought we'd try a hi-hat in this year's campaign, and it actually won.
Well.
Yeah. So
before you put that on, let's look at the inside of this.
So because of the different styles of lathing, it affects how the sound travels throughout the cymbals. So it kind of compresses the attack. You still have a good solid contact. And a raw bell. A very controlled, tight pair of hi-hats.
Yeah, I love the bell. It has a very dark, sort of dirty sound. A lot
Great.
of different personalities there.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a winner for us for sure. Yeah. The second one, this is in no particular order, but the 20-inch AA Explosion Ride. The Explosion Crash has been one of our best-selling crash cymbals for over 12 years. We introduced the Explosion Fast Crash, and then last year's Cymbal Vote campaign, we had the Explosion Hi-Hats, 14 and 16-inch. So we thought it would be great if that was a complete family. We had the ride, crash, and hi-hats. So we added that to our lineup, and it's a winner. So it's very versatile ride cymbal. It's a light, medium weight, heavy raw bell, but still very crashable. And that seems to be the trend nowadays, more ride cymbals that work as crash and ride. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful cymbal.
Yeah, it's just very musical, nice glassy glitter to it.
Musical is a really good description for it. Yeah, for sure.
Also, we have the AA Raw Bell Crash. If you like the bright attack of the AA cymbals, you're going to really love these. It still retains that. We've added larger raw bells, and we've added the pinpoint lathing that allows the timbre to be more responsive and even sounding at a low volume, and all the way to high, depending on how hard you play it. These are thin to medium thin weight, and they're available in 16, 18, and 20-inch sizes. So take a look.
Check this out. Those sound great.
Yeah, they're very beautiful crashes, very smooth. You can play them with your...
I have a question. With all the... If you pan this wall, Phil, with this immense amount of product that you have, how many ideas do you come up with that either don't make it to market because they just don't meet your standards, or really take a long time through the R&D process till you feel like that's it, now let's put it out?
Well, it can take many years. I remember the first HHX cymbal we had was the Manhattan Ride. That was kind of the mother of all HHX. And we were over 5 years in development. It went back in our Area 51 where we have all our prototypes and things we're working on. And it took a long time for that to come to be into a product. But there's always products in there at different levels of development. And like I said earlier, maybe we had 3 pieces and we needed 5 to make it a product, but you can't rush it. If you rush it to market too soon, it's not right. You want to make sure. Right now we're working on an HHX Omni, which the AAX has been out and one of our best sellers for the last 2 years, working with JoJo's, and we've been tweaking it now for 6 months to 12 months, and we're not going to release it till we're ready and we know it's perfect. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest innovation in how you do what you do in, say, the last 10 or 20 years, if it's something that you can talk about? Like maybe if you take the last 20 years, where's the aha moment, and what was it that sort of turned a corner in Sabian to what it's doing now?
If I would have to say it's maybe the Evolution project with Dave Weckl. He kind of pushed us to other limits that we weren't used to going, like cymbals thinner than we would traditionally make them with the Evolution Crash, and just the tightness of each particular model, the spec that we had to follow. So you know, once you can get to that level of artisanship, then it lets you do a lot more things and branch out in different directions.
Like an upside down funnel almost. It just all of a sudden it just all opened up and you realized what you're able to do and literally ran with it.
I mean, we had the capability, but sometimes you need that little push to
That's great.
But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great artisans that work at the factory, guys that have been there 40 years and, you know, hammering cymbals and, you know, so there's a lot of talent there.
Great. Anything else you want to show us?
Yeah, we have one more model.
Ooh.
AAX ISO Crash. That's the 4th winner of Cymbal Vote. Very unique design. AAX hammered, but heavily hand-hammered bell. And then we've added these isolation holes, hence the name, that separates the bell tone from the bow tone.
Oh.
And actually allows the cymbal to play like it's a lighter instrument. So a medium would sound like a medium thin.
Okay.
So it's you know, a little more freedom in the movement of the cymbal. And they're bright, good strong attack, and very musical. 16, 18, and 20 inch.
That's cool because you're not getting a mix of the overtones. They're totally separate.
Yeah, it's separate.
That works well. It's like two cymbals in one. I mean, obviously, but I mean, you can hear it is what I'm saying.
A lot of cymbals, if you hit them, you hear the...
I'm sorry, say that again?
A lot of cymbals, when you hit them without the holes, you hear the bell tone in that.
Right.
Not so much with this. It's more bow.
That's great. And that comes into 3 sizes.
Yeah, 16, 18, and 20 inch sizes, and brilliant finish only.
Very cool. Are you a little bit more enlightened about cymbals now? Hopefully. Thank you so much for joining us on Drum Talk TV. And check out the website right here for Sabian. Check out their immense product line and all the beautiful colors and flavors and personalities that they have that can help your drumming sound pretty much probably however you want with all of this. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Thanks for watching and visiting us.
Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for watching. Watch for more interviews here on DrumTalkTV.com. Thanks.